Hey guys, Trevor John coming at you with another Diablo 4 video. Alright, on this video, what we're going to be talking about is going to be the Server Slam event coming up. Obviously, time is fast approaching. As of this video releasing, there is going to be 12 days until the event goes live. This means you have 12 days to get ready, to get prepared. I do want to talk briefly on, is the Server Slam event something that you should be doing or playing, especially because obviously this is a beta build of the game. They have already told us that this is not going to be the gold version that we're going to be playing. However, it's going to be updated from the early access and the open beta version. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Talk about why is it going to be worth your time or not worth your time to play the open beta before the game launches on June 6th or June 2nd for those that have pre-bought the game. All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk briefly. Why would it be worth it to go ahead and play the Server Slam? So let's talk about pros versus cons. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna talk about, okay, what is the benefit actually of playing the Server Slam event? We're gonna start with the positives here for those that are watching. We'll end on the negatives, but just TLDR of this, basically this video, what we're gonna be talking about is essentially saying exactly why you need to be playing the Server Slam event and explaining the positive situation of it. So that way you guys can go ahead and hop in and get into it. So first things first, when we talk about the pros of this is one of them is pretty simple. One, Server Slams are this is going to be a time for Blizzard to kind of gauge the general activity for launch, right? I don't know if a lot of viewers out there have experienced a game launch from a developer, especially like Blizzard. They usually go, well, god awful. Let's be honest here. Now, with Diablo Immortal, we did have a lot of crashes. We had a lot of problems. Obviously, with the last open beta, it went a little bit better than the pre-beta, but we've had a lot of errors, right? There was high queue times. This happened as well on WoW and on a lot of other games. These server slams really help to kind of let the developers know how many servers do they actually need to have on reserve for Diablo 4 so that way you can play it, how many instances to create, so on and so forth, what's the actual bandwidth that you can have on them. They kind of need the statistics, so that way when the game actually launches in June, it goes a lot smoother. So that's first things is first, like this is 100% free. This beta is free. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to pre-order anything. You can play it on your console. You can play it on your PC. Right now, it's actually the best time to try it because let's say, for example, you're a console player. Let's say, like myself, I have a PS5 that I play various games on that I don't like to really play on my PC. However, it would be nice to be able to just take my PlayStation and take it somewhere with me to play the game. But maybe I can't pack up my PC to do that, right? So is it going to play the same? Is it going to feel good? This is a good time for you to test that out. Figure out the crossplay. Figure out, okay, yes, this feels great to play on the PC. This feels great to play on the PlayStation. I'm going to buy 2 copies of it so that way I can play it wherever I go because all of your progress transfers over and everything's 100% crossplay. So if you're playing on a PC, you can talk to us and play with us on the PlayStation or Xbox, right? So now is the time to test that out to kind of make sure that, okay, yeah, maybe I don't need to buy the ultimate version for this one, or you need to buy 2 standards, whatever the case may be. Now's the time to kind of test this. Also, this allows the developers to tweak any bugs. They've already announced the game has went gold. What does that mean? That means the game is done development-wise for the launch. Now, this does not mean that the game is going to become stagnant and they're not going to do any enhancements or balances because they've already announced they're going to be balances after doing the gold title launch. Why they did that, I'm not really sure, but generally it's a good concept anyways, because what this tells us is that the development of the game has been completed. As far as Blizzard is concerned, Diablo 4 is ready to ship and it's been developed. So this is a good sign. Now, with that kind of information, that doesn't mean that the game is perfect. They really need to rely on us to go ahead and test out a lot of their bugs. Now, one thing I do want to criticize them on just a little bit is the simple fact that yes, we are going to be playing a beta build that only goes from build level 1 to level 20, which doesn't really give you a full aspect and full encompassing of all the skills of a champion, which kind of sucks. It would be really nice, especially for us content creators, to at least be able to play all the way up there to get into the Paragon system so we can start documenting it, getting it ready. Obviously, part of Aftershock United community, we have our website going. We are revamping our website always, all the time, adding articles, or we're adding a resource tab as well. It's going to give you a lot more information as far as what's going to be going on in the game, so on and so forth. So definitely go check it out, aftershockunited.gg. Select Diablo 4. You'll see all my articles. You'll see all of Chosen's, Veiled Shots, Darth microtransactions. All of us as a team are going to be posting on that website. Definitely check it out. It's going to help you out with a lot of valuable resources. Now, but the thing is going from 1 to 20 is not an accurate judge of, is this game going to be fun? Is this game going to work? So that's going to be kind of fall into like a negative section of this, but it's still a positive because they're allowing us to play again before launch. So now we can take all the knowledge that we gained, all the YouTube videos everyone has made, all the content everyone's pumping out, watch it all, and then really come back and say, yes, I want to try this build. I know I have a goal in mind. How long is it going to take me? And kind of get a good estimate and time estimates of what's going to be required when the game launches. This typically does not happen in a game. Typically, a beta is so different from the actual launch of the game that you can kind of get a sense, so to speak, of how things are going to work, but you never have the true aspect of, yes, this is the path that I want to take. Luckily for us, the server slam is going to modify and mock and kind of show you the best outcome. That is going to be the, yes, okay, this is how I want to start my champion. This is how I want to do my build. So that's another positive in the situation. Now, a negative in this situation is the simple fact that this is going to be a massive file size. This is going to take forever to download. And another downside about this is yeah, everyone's going to be jumping in to play it. So you may not be able to play as long, or you may be forced to kind of monopolize your time a little bit differently just because of the sheer like vastness of everyone playing, right? That's kind of a negative because no one wants to sit in a queue. Nobody got time for that, right? Your time is precious to you. We all know this, we all feel this, which is kind of a downside. Also, for those people who are on, like, say, data caps or monthly data caps, like I know even though you guys may have cable internet, like through Xfinity, through Comcast, whoever your provider may be, typically those do have a hard limit on it. It's going to cost you a lot of gigs just to try out a game, especially if you're going to be doing, like I said earlier, and trying it out on both your PlayStation and your PC. Even though it says you have unlimited data, you may not have unlimited data on your plan, and now you're going to eat up a large chunk of it just to try out a game. Now, another con, unfortunately, to the server slam is simply the fact that we can only go to level 20 and we can't test all the skills. So they're going to do some balancing, but I think it's kind of nervous and worrisome that they're going to do balancing on feedback they got for people who are level 1 through 20. Mainly because if they're going to do some tweaking at this micromanaging level, I really feel like they need to be stepping it up another notch and letting us play all the skills so that way they can do some actual worthwhile tweaking, because no one's going to get stuck at level 20 and stay there. They're going to be progressing and ever evolving your character as you go. And it may be advantageous for them to start looking at XP bars, or it may better combos. For example, we have all the codexes listed right now on the website, or a lot of them, so to speak. I got to finish a couple more articles, but I'm going to get those done soon. And the simple fact that we know that, okay, yes, we have to make sure that we get these X amount of skills and legendaries and then aspects and then imprint them onto another piece of gear. We haven't been able to try that fully because we're missing some of the resources needed to do that, right? There are the sigils that you can get that can allow you to drop more things. We can't unlock them all, so we don't know if it makes sense to have these dungeon locked aspects, so on and so forth. It's just one of those situations where I don't think that by letting us go to 1 to 20 is necessarily a positive for Diablo 4. I think it's actually more of a negative, just because if you're going to ask us to test and work with you guys, then allow us to work with you fully. So that's definitely a major con in my book. However, the positives really outweigh the cons in that grand scheme of things. I can definitely say if you are curious about what is a good ARPG game to play, Diablo 4 definitely seems to be more built for the casual player or the person who's just kind of getting into ARPGs. It also has a lot of aspects with the Paragon board and the crafting now that are going to allow players to get a little bit more in depth on their builds, which is going to be amazing, especially compared to I shouldn't say lack of complexity on Diablo 3. There are a lot of complex builds that you can do, certain legendaries you need, but you can't tweak it as much other than here in Season 28 where they've gone ahead and added a few new features, right? But once again, the time investment though with Diablo 4 compared to Diablo 3 is going to be a lot more higher and a lot better. So it's definitely something that you should kind of get a good feel for now and really understand moving forward if Diablo 4 is going to be a game you want to play. I really would hate to see anyone spend any type of money on a video game that they did not pre-play before buying and then regretting their decision, right? Like, these games aren't cheap. The base game costs you 70 USD. Obviously, if you're in another country, your price is going to vary. I do apologize if it's more than 70 USD where you're located. But the simple fact of the matter is, definitely, like anything else in life, try it before you buy it. And at the same time, you're going to be helping the developers because they do seem to be listening very well and even taking our feedback as content creators, as Diablo partners, and applying it to the game, which I think personally is amazing and definitely worthwhile. So I really hope and really look forward to seeing you guys all playing the open beta for Diablo 4. Now that's going to be launching on May 12th through the 14th. It looks like 12 p.m. to 12 p.m. PDT. Now, one other thing, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the article that I want to talk about is it also worthwhile for those of you who've already played the open beta and the other beta, right? It is, because what they've done is they went ahead and reset your account. Our accounts are gonzo. They weren't planning on doing this event. It kind of came as a later foreground once they got the gold status. So they already reset our accounts. So that means all of us who played the other betas are back to 0. So this means that now we have to go back through, level our character to level 20, which actually works out well for me because I missed out on doing a couple spreadsheets with mapping the XP bars needed from 1 through 20. It's something I needed to do, and I kind of missed that with all my video recording for content, right? So that works out great for myself, but for other people, it just gives you another chance to kind of really dive into it, take what you already know, and maybe try again, because let's be honest, sometimes it's not worth it to do that again, especially on a beta for a short time. Now you have a good excuse to do so. Also, we scroll down here, you can see where you also get a new reward. So what they've seen here is earn server slam rewards as you play. A new reward is Cry of a Shava mount. Basically earn this trophy by getting one more character to level 20. This is fairly simple. It's going to take you about maybe 6 hours total of gameplay if you do it the traditional way through dungeon running. And also, I think Chosen has a video and a article on AfterShockUnited.gg that talks about the 1 through 20, and I think it's like a 2-hour gap or something. It was super fast, so definitely go check that out because it's going to be very helpful, especially for those of you who are like, man, I don't want to go through 1 through 20. Well, if you can do it in like 2 hours, it's kind of worth it to get this mount, right? Like, these are cosmetics that are going to be specific for the pre-beta. Not everyone's going to get them. Those who start playing and miss out are not going to get it, right? So you definitely want to make sure you get it yourself. And obviously, cosmetics are something that's going to be a purchasable thing in Diablo 4. So go ahead and get that cosmetic for free instead of maybe possibly having to buy it later on. That's going to go ahead, and I'm going to wrap it up here because I don't want to go into a bunch of dumb like filler. I like to keep my content very generalized, very to the point here. And that's basically the point of this video, is I wanted to explain the pros and cons for the Server Slam and kind of let you guys know and inform you guys like, hey, you need to be checking out the Server Slam. Make sure you guys are playing May 12th through the May 14th, so that way you can really help out Blizzard, as well as set your expectations better for Diablo 4. We've seen a lot of comments out there that are like, oh, well, the game's not going to have this, or the game's going to have that, or it's not going to work like this, it's not going to work like that. Well, you know what? Why don't you go try it for yourself and make your own informed decision. Don't necessarily rely on people like us that to tell you what to do, right? Like, empower yourselves and enjoy it. What's it going to cost you? It's 100% free game and beta to try. Can't wait to see you guys playing in Diablo 4. I know I personally will be streaming it and playing it the entire time. My now wife is going to probably be a little irritated that I'm going to be playing the entire time. But you know what? It's that time of the year where it's time to get ready, time to get geared up, and definitely stay tuned. I should have daily videos coming very soon. I was just on vacation for the last week. I'll have a pretty good announcement to make probably in 2 or 3 days about that. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.